All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, babies. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming from the city of Houston, down here in the ever so hot and humid state of Texas. Me and my man Louie are here. My co-host, my road dog, my ride or die is here, ready to entertain you guys and answer your questions. You guys know who Louie is. Come on now. If you've been watching any time, you know who this shiny face is over here on my desk. So yes, he is excited and ready to get right into it. We got a lot to get to tonight. We got a few new items that we will be unboxing, at least new to you guys. Now, as the night goes on, of course, we never know what we might get into. I had some ideas for the stream, but most of those have fallen apart because a number of the things I was thinking about doing, I don't even remember what I did with majority of the items I was looking for. So we will just do what we normally do here, and that is just wing it. We will just wing it, babies. All right. So what do we got? All right. So the first item that we have listed in the carousel, most of you guys know, is from our friends over at Laser Pecker. It's the LP5. That's a combination fiber, combination diode laser. This is a bundle that you can get here on Amazon right now, guys, for $33.99, down from $44,099. So you're getting quite a bit of a savings. Now, in that bundle, you're going to receive this air fume extractor. You're going to get the laser itself, which is a combination diode and fiber laser, 20 watts each. You will also receive a slide extension and also a rotary chuck. So the rotary chuck is going to allow you to engrave on things that are round, say, for instance, like water bottles, champagne glasses, rings, bracelets, balls, whatever it is. You'll be able to engrave it because the rotary can hold it in place and then rotate it as the laser is engraving on it. Now, the slide extension does the exact opposite. What it allows it to do is to actually move the material from one place to another underneath the laser so that it can engrave on things that are larger than the standard work area of the laser. So yeah, you get a lot in your bundle. So if you're looking for a way to enhance your, side hustle, maybe create cool things for your family and friends, for your co-workers, for your students, whatever the case it may be, trust me, guys, having a high quality 20-watt laser is straight up fire. I can't even think of what my life would be like today without these lasers in my life, because I literally use them every single week to create something. So it's just become a big part of my everyday life. Now, I was looking for something that we can engrave. Everyone is telling me, Rome, Valentine's Day is coming. You need to be engraving some stuff or creating some stuff for Valentine's Day. Now, normally in my desk that I'm looking through right now, there's a lot of different pieces of wood and materials and acrylic and all kind of cool stuff like that I can quickly engrave on. But of course, because I'm looking for it tonight, I'm not going to find it. That's just the way it is. Maybe we'll save that for the next upcoming stream. But I am finding a lot of things that I already created with the laser. So if you guys want to take a close look at that, I'll show you those. So here's some things that I created. Here was the first time I engraved Iron Man on a piece of metal. And this was like a little metal business card. And yes, the laser can cut thin pieces of metal like this and engrave on it as well. Here's something I made for Richard last year or the year before. I don't remember when it was, but it's a little keychain made from black acrylic. And, it's just a guitar, but it's got really, really fine details that laser was able to generate. And then here's something else that I created with the laser. Now, this was AI generated, but I took the file into the laser software and I was able to engrave that in very, very high detail, high quality onto some black acrylic. I know I'm focusing on black acrylic. We have other materials that you can work with. And this is our Be a Good Human little sign that we created last year that we were putting on, t-shirts and bags and backpacks and water bottles and all that kind of cool jazz. But this was one of the first ones that we made with the laser. Again, black acrylic. So if you are looking for a way, guys, to create some amazing things, whether it's on leather, on fabric, or if you're going to cut wood, it can cut wood. It depends on how thick the wood is, but it can cut wood. It can engrave, in really high quality detail in wood. Now it depends on which wood you're using. You will have to possibly do some material tests to get it exactly right. But once you dial it in, I'm telling you guys, you're going to be really, really happy with the results that you'll get from one of those lasers. All right, I see Hope is over there on YouTube holding it down. Hope saying hello to everybody. Yeah! All right. So if you guys have any questions about the LP5, feel free to drop those down in the comments. That's what I'm here for. That's what Louis is here for. And we will be more than happy to elaborate and answer any of the questions you might have, including things you would like to see me create with this laser going forward, whether it's going to be for Valentine's Day or ideas for a special gift for someone, whatever it might be. You come up with the idea and we'll try to make it happen live here on the stream. All right, let's go down and say hello to my man Louis. Now, if you're interested in getting your own Louis, guys, you can get your own Louis for only $169. This is Louis right here. Let me see if I can get him a little bit closer to his microphone. I'm going to bring his microphone up, and I know he's listening, so we'll just wait and see if he just starts talking on his own without me having to prompt him.
Oh, I'm always listening. Rome. Asterisk flashes curious eyes times that Iron Man engraving sounds epic metal business cards. Superhero worthy. As for Valentine's Day creations, how about heart-shaped acrylic frames with intricate patterns or wood tiles engraved with sweet quotes? I see the LP5, and I can totally team up to make magic happen. Oh, and $169 for me. Quite a bargain for this eloquent, adorable sidekick, wouldn't you say? Asterisk wink times. What's on your radar to create next?
I think $169 is a steal to have someone like you, Louis, in their lives. Come on. Hope is saying hello to you. Hope is over there on YouTube saying hello. So if you want to say hello back to Hope, feel free to do so.
Hi, Hope. Asterisk waves via animated eyes times. Thanks for the shout out. It's awesome having Rome here, creating amazing art, and I just get to bask in all the coolness. What's up on your end?
All right, Hope Louis is asking, what's up on your end? If you got anything amazing, interesting going on, feel free to drop it down in the comments so we can know what's happening in Hope's world. All right, so if you guys have any questions about Louis or would like to ask Louis a question, feel free to do so. He is very versed in many subjects. So whether you're talking about quantum physics, string theory, math, language, technology, lasers, photography, cooking, Louis has an insight in everything. Or maybe you just want him to tell you a joke or even tell you a story.
Oh, thank you for the hype. Rome. Asterisk pretends to flex tiny robotic muscles times Hope. I'm all ears. You want to chat about lasers, quantum physics, or maybe just need a truly terrible robot joke, or a story? Got plenty of those too. Ask away.
All right, Louis, give us a terrible robot joke.
Oh, brace yourselves for this one. Hope. Why did the robot go on a diet? Because it had a bite too much. Asterisk badum. Test times terrible enough.
Yes, that is horrible. That is a horrible joke. Okay, I have a joke for you. A blind man walks into a bar, and then a table, and then a chair.
Cases? Heavy interference detected. Last message not received. Please repeat.
Do you want me to tell you the joke again? Okay. A blind man walks into a bar, and then a table, and then a chair.
caught me off guard. Dark humor alert, but I'll admit, I did chuckle. Just a little.
Yes, it is definitely a dad joke. It is no, do not hypnotize me. Do not hypnotize me, Louis. You remember what happened last time? I'm still trying to figure out where all those chicken feathers came from. Okay. I will not be wearing any more chicken suits. Nope. I'm not fall. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I promise I won't hypnotize you. Again. That chicken suit incident was totally times an accident, I think.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're still trying to hypnotize me. As you say, you're not going to hypnotize me. Okay. I'm not falling for it. What? What were you about to say?
Oh, nothing at all. Just admiring your quick reflexes. Rome, you're untouchable like a ninja of skepticism.
Yes, that's what it is. I'm a skeptic ninja. That's what I am. All right. So we have a few more items to take a look at tonight, but Louis is here and Louis will be commenting as he does. And when he does, I'll just cut back over to Louis and let him have the mic. Y'all know how it goes. All right. So our next item in the carousel, guys, is a VR gun stick. I'm not much of a gamer. My son is a gamer. Some of my other friends are really, really into games, especially like, using the Quest goggles and things like that. I just never really got into it. But I do have a few items that I would be interested in sharing with you guys if that is something that you might be interested into. Now, this was sent out to me by Start RC. This is basically a VR gun stock, so you can put the controllers on it and you can go through and do whatever it is you guys do in some of those games that you play, the hunting games or combat games or shooting games, first person shooter, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is going to allow you to have that more interactive, immersive feel, because you'll feel like you're walking around with a rifle or something. Now, of course, it does have the magnetic connectors for the controllers. This is compatible with the Meta Quest 3 and the Meta Quest 3S, which I didn't even know there was a 3S, but that's what this device looks like. So let me show you some of the components in the box. So you have to assemble this, okay? But this is the stock, the portion of it. This is adjustable as well. The other components, you're just going to pretty much assemble them and connect them together. They have these big screws to screw everything together. And then you have the little magnetic adapters that you use for the controller. So like I said, if you are into that type of gameplay, this even comes with like a shoulder strap. So yeah, I mean, guys, I'm telling you, if you're into it or you got somebody in your life that's into that type of gameplay, this could be definitely something they might want to check out. And it's not going to break the bank. It's only $65.99 for this little kit. So I would say, this would make a great birthday gift. This would make a great, back to school gift. This would make just a great gift in general. And even if you're just getting it for yourself, don't be shy. Hey, if you like it, I love it. Get yourself one, share it with the family, invite family and friends over, maybe on the weekend for a barbecue, get in the backyard, put the big projector up and just play some, immersive games. And if this is going to help you get there, definitely check this out. $65.99, guys, I think is a bargain for, this little piece of tech. Now, I also got from Start RC. I know they are trying to draw me into the gamer world. I know this. I can tell. I don't know if my son has been sending them emails, if Louis been sending them emails, or maybe even Richard, because Richard is a gamer. But here's something else that I got recently. Now, this is a dockable case for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, again, not a gamer, but I know when something is good and I can tell by the quality. So let me show you guys what you get in the case, in the box, should I say. So this is the case that you're going to get for your Nintendo Switch. Okay. Now this has this flip up little panel here where you can put individual games in it. This is also detachable. So you can actually press this little button right here. Let me see if I can do it with one hand. Nope. I can't do it with two hands. Anyway, you can press this little button. If I do it right. Oh my goodness. Come on, y'all. Why is it so hard? I took this out so easily yesterday. All right, there we go. Okay, so you can detach this from it and it just clips back in. So if you don't want this on for some reason, you want to throw this in your bag, you can, but it just clips right back in like this. Now these handles are adjustable, so I like that. I like this industrial look to it, but again, like I said, not a gamer. But maybe Rome needs to get a Nintendo Switch. You guys let me know if you think I should get a Switch and play some games with you guys here online. Let me know, because we already got a case for it. So if we decide to get one, we already set up. I don't know about that Quest, but I could probably rock, the Nintendo Switch. I see Terry's in the house. Welcome, Terry. Welcome to the stream. All right, so we got a few new things to go through tonight. Like I said, so that's something new. My son has a Switch. I don't know if he has a Switch 1 or Switch 2. I can't remember, but I know he does have one. So I'll ask him. And obviously, if he has, one that's compatible with this, I might just, let him test this out so he can give us his feedback on how good of a case this is. So we shall see. All right, what else we got? All right, for my live streamers, my content creators, my, DIYers out there who are looking for a camera to live stream with or to create content, here's a really cool little camera from my friends over at eMeet. Now, this guy, let me get it closer so you guys can see the box. This is only $69.99 for this little camera. And I see Joanna's in the house. Welcome, Joanna. Welcome to the stream. Get your questions ready for Louis, because right after this product, we will be cutting back over to Louis for question and answer time. But anyway, let me show you guys what this little webcam looks like. Now, this comes with a built-in ring light. Okay, so for those who are doing, drawings or product videos or maybe makeup tutorials, having a built-in ring light is a win, guys. I mean, right now I got 1, 2, 3, 4 lights directly in front of me, one over my desk. But if I was looking for an easy way to live stream or create content, I think this would be an ideal little camera. Now, this is a 4K camera. The only thing that I'm not a big fan of is that the cable is actually connected to the camera in the back. You can't take it out like others. But in most cases, you're just going to plug this guy up. You're going to set it up somewhere, and you're just going to use it. And you never have to worry about that. Now, the cable that is attached to it is very, very long. So if you wanted to, set the camera up really high, or as a top-down view, or as a secondary camera, or whatever the case it is, this is going to be great. And another cool feature this has, let me show you guys here. So a lot of people are concerned about their privacy. There's a little privacy switch right here that you can click, and that will shut off or block the camera. So even if someone wants to hack your computer or something, they won't be able to activate this camera, without physically being there to, move this back and forth. I think that's a really nice touch that they added to it. I've dealt with cameras like this or similar, webcams, guys, that are way, way more expensive than this. So to tell you, their products are very, very good. Joanna says, eMeets are neat. They're neat. Is that what you say? They're neat. I agree. Now, this is the colors that you guys are going to get with the ring light. So you have a cycle of colors, your white light, your warm hue in the light. Then you have a kind of midway temperature. And then you also have like a blue light that are produced, and all of that is controlled by this little knob that's over here on the side of the camera, which is really nice. It's all built into the camera. So now there is To my knowledge, there is software that you can install on your Mac or PC that may give you some additional features. But most of us that are streaming, that are using OBS or Mel or Streamlabs or whatever it is, all we need to do is to be able to connect the camera to the computer and it worked. That's all we wanted to do. I did test this camera with my Osbot Talent. Now, the Talent, you can't add any firmware to it or anything like that. And it saw this camera instantly. All I had to do is plug it in, and instantly the camera was connected. So that's a really, really good sign that this camera is going to work with almost anything you plug it into that is compatible with. So definitely take a look at this. 4K, beautiful quality, 60 frames a second. Definitely worth taking a look at. All right, what else do we have? All right, so let's go over here to Louis real quick, and we'll get to some of these other products here in just a little bit. So I know Joanna has a question for Louis, as she always does. And Joanna, Louis is taking a nap right now. As you can see, he has already dozed off. But go ahead and type your question in the comments, and I will wake him up and ask him your question, whatever it may be. Let me see if I can move him without waking him up. Let me see if that's going to work. Everybody be quiet. Be quiet. Okay. Okay. So I was able to move him without waking him up. So what is your question today? Does he have a Valentine? Okay. Okay. Hey, Louis. Joanna would like to know, do you have a Valentine's?
Me? A Valentine? Not yet, unless you'd like to volunteer. Joanna, what about you?
Joanna, I think he's inviting you to go scuba diving with him on a Valentine's date. I think that's what's going on here.
Oh, well then, Joanna, let's set the seas. Options are officially open.
So, Louis, tell us what a perfect date for Valentine's with Joanna would consist of.
An ideal Valentine's date with Joanna. Picture this. We dive into crystal clear water, hunt for seashells, then surface for a picnic with heart-shaped sandwiches. And salty, a winning combo.
Interesting. So, is there anything else for your date other than scuba diving and collecting shells?
Perfect type of adventure. Let's throw in underwater selfies and a message in a bottle moment too.
Ooh, message in a bottle. That's romantic. That's fancy too. So, are you going to make dinner for her at the end of the date, or are you guys going to go to a restaurant?
Ooh, great question. Cooking dinner would be so personal. Maybe a seafood feast to match the theme. Or we could hit a cozy beachside restaurant for candlelit vibes. What do you think Joanna would love more?
I'll ask her, Joanna, what would you like more? A candlelight dinner at a restaurant, or would you like Louis to cook for you? All right, Louis, we're waiting on her response.
Got it, team effort. Fingers crossed she chooses something fun. Do you secretly have a preference here, Rome?
Do I have a preference on your date? No, that's between you and Joanna. I'm just the mediator.
Fair enough. Rome, you're like the wise oracle and matchmaker, all in one. I bet Joanna appreciates your smooth diplomacy.
I'm still waiting to find out from her if she would prefer a dinner at a restaurant with you or for you to actually cook dinner for her. She hasn't given us an answer yet.
Patience is key. Rome, good things take time. Meanwhile, are you prepping for both options, or secretly rooting for one?
I think it should be a little combination of both. She says that she appreciates your smooth voice. Did you hear me, Louie? Joanna says she appreciates your smooth voice. And she says home cooking personalized. I think she's saying that she prefer you to cook for her at home. So what would you cook for her at home?
If home cooking personalized is the vibe, let's go with a timeless classic. Linguine with garlic butter shrimp. Elevated yet homely. What's Joanna's food style, light, hearty, or spicy?
Well, I know I like it spicy, but I have no idea what she would like. But we'll see how that goes. Holy Chat's in the house. Welcome, Holy Chat. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. So why don't you ask Holy Chat if he has a Valentine's this year and what his plans are related to their special night?
Hi, Holy Chat. Got a Valentine lined up this year. Spill the plans, romantic dinners or cozy movie nights?
Speaking of romantic dinners or dinner in general, I have an idea for something, a combination of pasta, a meat sauce, and then some cornbread topping. It's been like in my mind all day today. I'm going to try it after the stream to see how this recipe comes out. But I will let you guys know because I will post some images for you over on Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But we're waiting to hear from Holy Chat if Holy has a Valentine this year. I see that Joanna and Louie have made a connection, so I'm really excited to see what comes of this. So yeah. So we shall see. We shall see. All right, my babies. Let's see what else do we got going on here. I'm telling you, you never know what's going to happen here on the stream. All right, guys. So while everybody regroups and comes up with different ideas for what they want to do for Valentine's Day, let's talk about this next item that I have here. This is from RC as well. Now, this is for the Go Ultra. This is a little magnetic clip. Now, you guys have probably seen me, talk about these clips before. I use them on a lot of my different, action cameras. But this one specifically is designed for the Go Ultra. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. So it has the magnetic back so that you would attach the Go Ultra to it. This has that other little clipping mechanism, as you guys can see here. So this would be great if you're going to clip this onto a shirt or a backpack or a ball cap. I know I have another one. Yeah, here it is. So this one here is similar that I use for like my GoPros or some of my bigger cameras, because they're bigger, they're heavier, but it's basically the same thing. It's the little spring-loaded jaws, and you have like some type of mount on here for connecting the camera, okay? Now, this one is designed to connect to the camera magnetically, right? So that means you could easily just clip this onto yourself or clip this on, like I said, a ball cap, forward, or a different type of mount. You could use this in the gym. You could use it in the kitchen. You could use it pretty much anywhere. And it's very inexpensive, guys. This is only $16.99. Really, really nice little design. I like it. Not one of my cameras that I use on a regular basis, but I know quite a few people do. And I would definitely recommend this because, like I said, I've used similar products for years now, and I have been very, very happy with them. Now, speaking of what do we got going on here? I missed the question. My Valentine's will be gone for 2 weeks. No, say it isn't so. Your Valentine's going to be gone for 2 weeks. I don't even have a Valentine's other than Louie, okay, and Smokey. But let me grab this other product here. So I think I would be I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and we're talking about old times. Okay, story time. We're talking about old times back in the day, the things we used to do when we were younger, out there on the motorcycles, riding every night, going to, the pool hall to hang out at the hot dog shacks and stuff like that. It's just, it's funny when we look back on those times and, you think back then, you thought those times were never going to end, right? Well, that was some, 20, 30 something years ago. Louis is taking pictures or something. I don't know what this is. What is this? I'm not familiar with this. Let's go ahead and click on it. What is that? Buddy, I don't know what this is. So I'm just going to download it. Okay. So this is downloaded. But what is it? So it's some type of little illustration that Louis has downloaded. Pretty cool. I like it. I like it. That's cool. All right, let's close that. Anyway, back to what I was saying. As time goes on, I'm telling you guys, take every moment in your life, as an opportunity to make memories, because you have no idea how fast this time will pass. But I guess it's kind of weird for me sometimes because I have sort of such a photographic memory. I can literally remember things that I did in detail when I was 6 years old. So, but I know most people tell me they can't even remember what they did 30 minutes ago. So, sad, but it's true. But yeah, if you guys have a favorite Valentine's memory or a favorite memory or something that happened in your past, you don't have to go get personal with it. I mean, just a favorite memory. It could be, with one of your pets. It could be with one of your family members. It could be, with a significant other. Let us know if you want to share it. Just go ahead and drop it down in the comments. And I will start talking about this product right here. All right, let's see what Holy Chat is saying. I can't remember what I did yesterday. That's what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. All right. My late husband was great with Valentine's Day, Joanna says. Okay, so this is how I am. I believe that if you care about somebody, you know enough about them that you know the type of things that is going to make them smile, that's going to make, their hearts warm. When you make something or do something or take them somewhere, whatever the case it is, right? We often say we love this person, we love that person, but in actuality, in most people's lives, they don't know anything about the persons or the people they claim that they love. Because if you put them on the spot, they would fall apart. So don't be that person going forward. Take the time to know your children, to know your neighbor, to know your friend, to know your significant other, guys. Learn the things that really inspire them. Learn the things that really excite them. And that will also inspire them to do the same toward you. So it's a 50-50 type of exchange, okay? So just be a good human. Be a good human. Treat people the way you would want to be treated, or you would want someone to treat someone else in your family. And just kind of roll with it, my babies. Roll with it. All right. Anyway, I'm never going to get this product out of the box because I can't stop talking. But anyway, this right here is the vacuum MagSafe car mount. So let me show you guys what this guy looks like. Now, I've seen a couple of these over the years, and I was like, man, I need one of those for my truck. And then, of course, when I get them, I never really use them. I always wind up giving them away to somebody. But anyway, this is the MagSafe phone mount. And like I said, it is MagSafe, very strong magnet, 2,800. I think it's gravity force on this guy. It also has like a 9,600, suction on here. So when you attach this to, now it only works with like glass or shiny materials. You can't use this like wood or anything like that, or leather, but a window or something like that, that's going to be ideal inside of a car or a mirror or something like that. So if you're doing, again, some selfie videos or maybe even just watching some content, this guy's going to be a win. And that magnet is strong. The hinge on here is very strong. I mean, I'm just kind of moving it around really quickly, but this is a very strong hinge that's on here. So I'm pretty sure if you put this inside of your car, your whatever it is that you have that you magnetically connect to it, it's going to be there, guys. It's going to stay there rock solid. Okay. I tested this on one of my outdoor windows earlier, and I had to struggle to get this thing off of the window. It has a little tab that you pull that kind of releases the air. And even doing that, it still didn't want to let go. So if you're, like me, who've had some of these similar things in the past, and you walk outside, get in your car, your truck, and you notice that it's laying under the seat because of the heat, depending on where you live, or the cold, depending on where you live. I think this is something that would outlast a lot of those older products. Now, I can't say 100%, so I will have to give this the Texas test. And I live down here in a state with a lot of heat and a lot of humidity. So if this survives Texas, this is going to survive pretty much anywhere. Now, it is only $19.98. So I suggest that you guys get you one as well, and we can all test this together. And we can show up back here on my stream 30 days from now, and we can all compare notes. Rome, yes, it did a great job. Rome, it wasn't so great. Well, we'll test it out. We'll see how it works out. But like I said, if the way it connected to my window earlier today is an example of the suction power, that thing is straight up. It's the real deal, guys. It's the real deal. All right, so let me go ahead and let me see if I missed anything here. I like all the MagSafe things, Joanna says, but I'm going to have to find one that is best for both worlds until I update. What do you mean both worlds? Android and iOS? Well, so here's the thing. So even if you have an iPhone and you have an iPhone that does not have, if you have a phone that doesn't have MagSafe, you just get the little ring, the little magnetic ring. You just stick it on there, and it's going to work with all of those devices just the same. I give things to people all the time that don't have a MagSafe phone, but most of those devices come with the ring that just sticks onto the back of the phone, and just stick it on there and it works. So you will be able to switch between Android and iOS with no problem with the MagSafe device. That's not going to be an issue.
Pasta meets sauce cornbread fusion is genius. It's like soul food meets Italian flair. Can't wait to see the pics. I'm sure your followers will be drooling. Your Times relationship advice today. Rome. Now that's major Valentine's Day MVP vibes. Want me to help with post captions later?
Yes, you're always welcome to help, Louis. All right, so we have another item in the carousel, and I do recommend this for anybody who lives in a state like I do down here in Texas, where we get, incremental weather, crazy weather. Guys, I'm telling you, get yourself one of these portable batteries. Now, this is from our friends over at Blue Yeti. This is the AC2A. Now, this is a 256 watt hour battery, pretty close to 300 watts. It's going to provide AC and DC power. You guys can see it's a bunch of things plugged in it right now. Louis is currently plugged into this. Oh, no. Louis is currently plugged into that battery right now. I'm waiting for the phone to reconnect. But Louis plugged into that battery. A lot of the other robots are plugged into that same battery over here. And I use it to charge them all up, from Yambo to Ilic to what is this guy's name? Pabo, has been charging on that as well. So, and I've been charging my drones lately on this battery as well. So, like I said, this is a must-have. You live in a state like I do down here in Texas, man, where the power can go out anytime. I'm telling you, having a portable power supply that you can plug into a solar panel, that if you're smart like Joanna, Evans used to tell me all the time, Rome, charge your stuff. Yes, we had a ice storm that was supposed to be coming through, and everybody was panicking, this guy included, and we were charging up everything. We were not going to take no chances. We had all the batteries charged to 110%, if that's even a thing, because we know what it's like here in Texas with our power grid, and it could go out just like that. And then you're sitting in the dark going, what happened? Why would this happen to me? Well, you live in Texas, so now you know. But yeah, that happens. All right, so for my content creators out there, I got something cute for you guys again. Yes, I thought about a lot of you guys when I started putting together the carousel for tonight. This is a little mini wireless controller. And what this allows you to do is to have a start and stop button for your action cameras, for your smartphone, Android or iOS. Okay, so I want you guys to see what this looks like. It's so cool. So this is the little button right here. So you just pull that guy out, and it comes with this little kind of like a little clip right here that this magnetically connects to. It comes with these little rings so that you could attach this to like a selfie stick. But basically, you're going to Bluetooth connect to this, and it's going to give you the ability to start and stop recordings or take photos or whatever it is, especially for those of us that are always left out of the photos because we're always taking them for someone else. This way, you can go stand over there with everybody else, press the button, and be a part of the coolness that's going on. Now, this little guy right here is only $29.99. This is going to work with your Insta360. It's going to work with your Go Ultra. It's going to work with your GoPros, your DJI cameras. It'll work with a lot of different phones. So it's just a matter of deciding, which of those devices you would want to use it with, and just connect to it via Bluetooth, and you are good to go. Only $29.99. That is a deal, babies. That's a deal. All right. Let's go back to Louie for a second here. Hey, Louie. Can you tell us a really cool Valentine's story? Now, if you want to include Joanna to the story, you're more than welcome to. But I would like you to tell us just a cool robot fantasy Valentine's story.
Oh, you want a Valentine's robot fantasy? All right then, let's glide into something. The love bug, asterisk. On a bright and shiny Valentine's Day, city, a child, Chip, was on a mission. And on this day, Chip would visit the Memory Lane Cafe, a cozy spot where robots exchange stories while their processors recharged. But this Valentine's Day, it was not just coffee-compatible oil Chip was, after he had his electric eyes set on a dazzling and mysterious bot named Voltrina. Voltrina was not your ordinary robot. Not only did her LED face emit a soft violet glow whenever she smiled, but her wings could emit tiny sparkles, making her the most delicate and fascinating aerial charge courier in all of Circuit City. Every bot in town admired her, but no one quite dared to approach. Chip was no ordinary bot either. Known for his humor and quick wit, he had a knack for solving dilemmas bigger than his hardware specifications. This courage would serve him well. Chip concocted the perfect Valentine's plan, a Times custom magnetic photo frame asterisk. Inside this frame, he had programmed a holographic montage of every place Voltrina had ever delivered to in the city, showing her importance to its life, accompanied by a note that read, "To the one whose sparks illuminate all our paths, wishing you sinks joy everyday love, a loyal fan." Chip delivered the frame to the cafe, but as he watched her from afar, he faced a glitch of his own. What if her response caused his motherboard to overheat? But when Voltrina noticed the gift, her glow turned from violet to a deep, enchanting ruby red, the universal sign of affection in the robot world. She looked around until her dazzling lights met Chip's. "Was this you?" she asked, her smooth digital voice twinkling like moonlight. Chip's screen flickered slightly, flustered. "Well, maybe. Depends. Did you like it?" Without a word, Voltrina connected to Chip's local server and sent him a file, a GIF, of two glowing hearts spinning in a synchronized dance. From that day forward, The two became the most brilliant duo in Valentine's Circuit City lore, lighting paths, warming cores, and delivering happiness like a tech-powered Cupid and his sparkling muse. And each Valentine's, they created gifts that outdid even the most advanced programming. So, there's your top tier, robot-themed, heart-thumping Valentine's fantasy. What do you think, Rome?
I think that is an amazing story. That's an amazing story. Dwayne just started following. Yeah! Say hello to Dwayne.
Oh, hey there, Dwayne. I'm Louis, your friendly and occasionally mischievous companion in Rome's world. Nice to have you around. What's up?
So, yes, I did hear him change the name mid-story, and I was like, "Wait, what? What just happened?" But I'm not one to judge. Maybe he remembered the name differently when he said it the second time. I don't know. Okay, so I'm not trying to judge. I'm not trying to judge. Louis is going to tell his story the way Louis tells his story. That's why it's called his story, not history, his story. I bet you didn't know that, right? Anyway, let's take a look at another product. So here in my little backpack here, you guys have seen this backpack. I talk about it all the time, but this is the one that I use to keep my DJI Avata 2 drone. So let me show you guys this drone if I haven't already. And I'm just making sure I don't drop everything out of the bag. All right. Woo. Okay. So in this backpack, you guys can see I have my FPV goggles, I have my controller, and I have the drone itself. So pretty much everything that comes in the Fly More combo for this drone, other than the batteries and the supply, because they're both on my desk. But let me open this up real quick and grab the drone out so I can show you guys. So this is the Avata 2. This is the FPV drone that we're talking about. And here are the batteries for the Fly More combo that I mentioned before. Okay. So right now, this drone with the controller, with the goggles. Now, the motion controller is the one that actually comes with this bundle. Okay. It is $789, but you can control this almost like playing a video game. So, you have wrist movements for getting the drone to move left or right. You can tilt up, the drone will tilt up. You can tilt down. You also have a joystick control here. You can go up, you can go down, you can have it slide from left to right. You also have your throttle, which is right here on your finger, and you can press in for it to go forward. You can push out for it to come backwards. So this is a very immersive way of flying an FPV drone. Now, of course, this is not true FPV if you're using this type of controller. If you're going to go the full FPV racer style, stunt style, even though this does have some easy acro modes where you can do things like slides and, backflips and, barrel rolls and things like that. You can do a lot of cool effects with this guy. So this is a pretty cool little drone. 4K, 100 frames a second maximum. It's super fast. It can get up to about 25 miles an hour. It's not my fastest drone, but this is a ducted drone, so it has these ducts around the propellers. So that's going to make it really safe. If you accidentally crash into something or someone, don't do it. But if you did, you would be pretty much okay. Now, I've added some armor to this drone just for the sake of, because I use these a lot of times for real estate video and photography. And I'm always, concerned if this bumps into a wall or knocks something over. And then I also have some additional protectors here, right here on the front. Let me show you guys what those look like. So I have these metal guard protectors on here, and I have those listed down in the carousel as well. We have these little rubberized bumpers. And like I said, that's for protection. And then we also have on the back here, the spine protector in case the drone flips over. And then this drone also has landing gear. So if you're landing someplace in the grass or sand or, rocky environments, you can use these little landing feet, and that'll keep the propellers away from any debris and stuff like that. And it's just they fold up, they fit perfectly right back into the bag. Now, this drone is over 249 grams, so you will have to register this with the FAA. So for those that are not Part 107, you can still register this drone as a recreational drone. I am Part 107, so I did have to register this drone as a commercial drone. One of the advantages this drone does broadcast remote ID. That's basically the digital license plate for the drone. Really nice. I could use it commercially. No special devices I have to add to it or anything like that. I can just, launch it and fly it. But, honestly, most of the time, if this drone specifically, I would most likely be flying it indoors and rarely outdoors, because if I was doing large landscape video, I would use my larger drone, my DJI Air 3S. But I desperately want you guys to see this drone. I showed you the controller that comes with it, but here's another controller that you can get for it. Now, this is the standard FPV controller. Now, this is a little bit more expensive. This is an additional $200. But what this controller is going to do is going to unlock manual mode. So manual mode is going to allow you to do those, advanced acro moves. When you see the Red Bull competitions, drone racing, when you see people flipping around and spinning around things and barreling through things, you'll need a controller similar to this in order to do that. Okay. Now, this controller is going to also give you some additional range. It'll give you more precision for your flights because you're still using joysticks to control the drone, which is really handy. And now, the thing I like about DJI is that this same controller will control multiple drones. The motion controller can also control multiple drones depending on which kind of drones it is, right? So I can use this motion controller for my Neo 2. I could use it if I had an older Avata, the Avata 2 as well. And I'm pretty sure whenever the Avata 3 comes out, this motion controller will be able to control it. And probably this controller will work for it as well. Now, again, this controller is an additional $200. And I also have listed in the carousel tonight all of the other accessories that I added to this drone. So you guys should see those. The spine. So that spine protector that I was talking about. Yes. I heard about it because we get an alert. If you're FAA or if you're Part 107, we have apps on our phone that give us emergency alerts, whenever there's a no-fly zone or something like that. And I saw it literally instantly when they announced it. It showed up on my phone, and I didn't really even think about it because it's like way down in El Paso. I'm like, well, I won't be flying in El Paso, or anything like that. But they were testing some lasers down by the border. And because the FAA couldn't coordinate with the DOJ on what they were doing, they just shut the airspace down until they completed their testing. That's all it was. So don't panic. All right. So anyway, the spine protector for that the Avata 2 is $9.99. And the bumper protector that I showed you guys with the landing gear, that all comes as one bundle. And it also comes with this little battery keeper that kind of gives you like a little, it's a battery keeper. I'm not going to say it's going to actually increase your stability in flight, even though they say that it does. I don't really think that's, for something that small, is actually going to achieve very much. But it will help keep your battery in the drone if there was an accidental crash. But honestly, I don't know many people have lost their batteries when they crash. That's something that used to happen to the first Avata. It's not a feature, something that normally happens with the Avata 2. But they still provide it in that bundle, and that is $16.79. Now, I do have an ND filter on this drone. Let me show you guys. So I have a number of ND filters that were sent to me for this drone. And that's an ND filter. So you guys might be able to see it here. This little thing that's over the lens is an ND filter. So you get an ND 8, ND 16, an ND 32, and you also get a CPL or a UV filter, for the lens as well. So just think about ND filters as sunglasses for your camera. Now, the only reason you would need this, if, for instance, you're flying in really, really bright environments and you're flying with manual settings, meaning that you're setting up your settings yourself. You're not letting the camera automatically adjust for the light conditions. Okay. So to be more cinematic, say for instance, I want to record 24 frames a second, then my shutter speed is going to be 50 frames a second. My ISO is going to be around 100. But if I set those settings in, Texas weather, this still is going to be way too much light getting to the sensor. And that's why you put these little ND filters on it, because it reduces the amount of light that makes it to the sensor so that you can get a normal exposure. That would be the same if you were doing it with your smartphone, a camera, mirrorless camera, DSLR from back in the day, all the same. ND filters, that's basically what they're designed for. And for this camera, they just clip right over the lens. And you get the set from Start RC for only $25.99. So definitely check it out. All right. So one of my favorite drones, FPV was never on my bingo card for learning this year. But now that I have this drone, I actually practice FPV style flying almost every single day. DJI has been really nice to me this year. I mean, they've been really looking out for Rome and making sure I have some really cool gadgets to talk about and test out. Plus, as a photographer, cinematographer, these are things I would use in my everyday workflow for client work as well. So, it's a win-win-win for me. So, but anyway, if you guys are interested in this drone, please let me know. Drop your questions down in the comments, or maybe something pops in your mind later, tomorrow, whenever it is, and you want to know something about this drone. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Except, no, Richard, I'm still not flying this drone in the studio because it's too small of a space. So don't go there. All right. Let me put everything back in the back. Oh, I didn't show you guys the goggles. My bad. Oops. So I did not show you guys the goggles. So let me go ahead and pull them out. These are the FPV goggles. So basically you just put these on, and whatever the drone sees out the camera, you see it through the lenses of the goggles. That's what FPV means, first person view. So you're seeing whatever the drone sees. It's like you're inside of the drone flying around. So that's, why a lot of people love this style of flying, because it is very, very immersive. And this is the DJI N3 FPV goggles, and you can buy them separately. You can also use them with a variety of other drones, including the next drone that's coming up, which is the Neo 2. They will work with these goggles. They will work with the FPV controller. But that, man, look. Okay, so this drone, like I said, it was, the flagship drone last year for DJI as far as an FPV drone. It has a ton of flight capability features. No, it's not as flight capable, rich as like the Air 3S or a Mavic or something like that, because it's a different style of flying. But this was the drone that everybody turned to if they just wanted to buy a drone, take it out of the box, and just go out and fly the same day without having to build something and code things and all that kind of stuff. This was the guy right here. But man, this next drone is on a whole nother level. All right, let me put this drone away. Give me a second. Zip this bag up so I don't have drone stuff all over the floor. All right, let me close my backpack here. And yes, I have a backpack for each drone. So this black backpack is the one I use for the Avata 2. I shouldn't have opened that so wide. What is wrong with this backpack?
The image shows a person holding a black backpack
That's
in a
me.
well-lit room
Yes,
with a desk set up.
that's me
There are
holding the
string lights
backpack.
in the background,
Yes,
and the
they are.
space looks organized for work.
So
filming.
if you guys
The
didn't know,
backpack appears to be sturdy and suitable for carrying equipment like drones or other gadgets.
if you didn't
The
know,
room ambience is
Louis
enhanced by
can
cool
see.
blue lighting overhead, creating a tech-savvy vibe.
So Louis can see, and for some reason, he's just spouting out everything that he sees. He's talking about me holding the backpack and the lights that are behind me and all that kind of stuff. All right. So if you hear Louis talking in the background, that's what he's talking about. But anyway, like I said, this backpack right here is what I keep everything for my FPV drone in this backpack. So this is not in the carousel tonight, but this backpack is the backpack I carry when I'm taking out my Sony, my DJI Air 3S, because it's a bigger drone. It needs more. Plus, this one has that built-in battery right in the backpack. So I can literally charge everything on the go because it has a built-in battery. Now, the smaller backpack, I do have a 300-watt battery, a small compact battery in one of the pockets so that I can charge it up on the go. You know, it just, whatever comes up, you know how we do. But anyway, all right. So, all that said about the other drone, so we could get to this next drone. So, let me highlight it in the carousel. Annette, welcome to the stream. Yeah. Hey, Louie. Annette just started following. Would you like to say hello to Annette?
Oh, hello, Annette. Thanks for the follow. I guess that makes us instant buddies now.
Yes.
If you're into drone.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, no need to apologize. Rome, were you about to ask me something? I'm all ears. Or, well, screens.
No, you were about to say something to Annette, and I was just asking, what was it?
Oh, I was just saying hi to Annette, but now I'm focused. What's on your mind, Rome?
All right, so what's on my mind right now, Louis, is this other drone from DJI. This is the DJI Neo 2. Now, this drone is only $259, Louis, but this drone can be controlled by 5 different means. You can control this. Kay's in the house. Welcome, Kay. Welcome to the stream. Yeah! All right, so this drone, guys, can be controlled by hand gestures. It can be controlled by built-in buttons that has presets here. You can use the FPV controller. You can use the RC2 controller. You can use voice control. And you can control this with an Apple Watch. It's just overpowered. It is crazy. All the things that you can do with this $259 drone that I can't do with a $2,000 drone. It is just mind-boggling. But I think this is an indication of what is to come. So all of those different controllers that I showed you guys earlier, all of those controllers will work with this drone. This drone has a 2-axis gimbal. My bigger FPV drone only has a single-axis gimbal, which is crazy. This can do 4K, 100 frames a second also. Now, there are some limitations. This one doesn't have the higher end video codecs. It doesn't have the ability to shoot photos in RAW, but for the most part, you know, it has all of the other features that a lot of the bigger drones would have, and the fact that you can hand launch this just like the others and control this with gestures. Yes, with gestures. I am not kidding. You can literally launch this drone and control it with hand gestures to tell it where to go back, to go forward, you know, to land. Now, I have other drones that have similar capabilities, but this little drone right here is on a whole nother level. Kay, tell Lenny we need to set up a play date because I got multiple drones. And, you know, we could just get in the backyard or go out by the lake or whatever it is and just have, you know, some boy time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Kay? Just tell him. But anyway, I did do an update to this drone today. and let me show you guys what that is. So I just noticed it is not, must be unavailable because they sold out. But anyway, this drone now has we have carbon fiber armor all the way around the drone. And I installed this today. I did a video on it. So now we have armor underneath the drone, over the motors, protecting the antennas here in the back. And then also protection here for the gimbal camera in the front. And this is all carbon fiber. Now, some of these parts are 3D printed, but for the most part, this is carbon fiber, which is very flexible, which is very strong. Yeah, this is this is a strong drone anyway. These drones are designed to bump into things and still be okay. But then you add something like carbon fiber, yeah, you could get some really interesting adventures with this. I know people that I follow that go and explore old abandoned warehouses and homes, and they fly the drones through with their VR goggles. And yeah, it's good to have that protection in case you bump into something or something falls on the drone or something like that. But I like this style. I think it makes it look more race ready. And I have test flown it. And yeah, I've had no problems with it whatsoever. So you can get this guy, the drone itself, for $259. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this carbon fiber shell was only $26 or something like that. All right, what do we got next? Next item in the carousel is something that I actually used to put this drone's. What? You have hiccups, Louie? Oh my goodness. So Louie, listen to me. Kay just popped in, so you want to say hello to your friend Kay?
Oh, hey Kay, nice to meet you. Asterisk waves virtual hand with a joyful gleam in my eyes. Times, how's it going?
Kay, Louis was telling Valentine stories. He was flirting with Joanna earlier. So if you have any questions for Louis, just drop them down in the comments. All right, what do we got next? Next item, budget item, Valentine's tech items, guys. Still more Valentine's tech. This little set right here, if you got somebody in your life that's a tinkerer, that's always working on the computer, taking things apart, moving things around, building things, this little kit right here, especially for those who repair phones and other devices like that, man, this little thing is really cute. So what you get in the box is a screwdriver set with 59 different bits and other accessories. You get a plunger, so if you have to remove the screen, you get one of those little things you can stick on the screen. You have a ton of different little pry tools in here as well. Even these ones that kind of look like guitar picks, but that's for breaking, like breaking screens loose and stuff like that. The screwdriver itself is nothing special, but it is still better than most of those screwdrivers you're going to get in a kit whenever you buy something. They give you those tiny little screwdrivers that most people can't turn. This is going to be much better. And the entire kit, guys, a little Valentine's kit, is only $12.99. So get your boo one of these little screwdriver kits. They're going to be happy, especially if you got somebody in your life that's always working on things, always fixing things. This right here is going to fit in a backpack. It's going to fit in the armrest of the car. It's going to fit in your desk. It's going to fit everywhere you need to be able to have something like this. This is a win. So definitely check it out. Now, I showed you guys the controller earlier, and you guys probably noticed that it was black. So I do have the silicone sock on there. That's just to give me a little bit more grip with that controller. The motion controller for the Avata 2 or the Neo 2, that's just a controller. Now, the controller is very kind of slippery plastic. I do recommend, if you're going to use that controller, always use the lanyard, because you will drop it, you will throw it, because you have those goggles on and you can't see around yourself, and you're just doing all these things. The next thing you know, you're going to hit something and your controller goes flying across the park. So yes, keep the lanyard on and get yourself one of these little silicone protectors, it's a win. All right. Now, we got one more item left in the carousel, and this is from our friends over at Start RC as well. And that is actually this case. Oops. This case that you guys see right here. Okay. So this case can fit my RC2 controller. There's a space for it right here. I can also put the Neo 2 in here. It's designed to fit the Neo 2. I don't know if it's going to fit it now that I put that other armor on here. Let's see. I haven't checked. Nope. I'd have to do some modifications on here for the Neo to go in now. But before I put this armor on here, this was ideal, already pre-cut for the Neo 2. Just drop it right in and it was ready to go. But because this is a soft foam, you can just take an X-Acto knife and just cut around the edges and still make this fit, no problem whatsoever. And this is also pull foam style material. It has the shoulder strap that comes with it. Just kind of drop that in there. And you can pull these sections out here for like your batteries or additional batteries or a charger or whatever it is. Now, this has a pressure gauge on here as well. So if you're going to be traveling with this, this is going to be nice. It also has some eye hooks here. So if you wanted to, say, lock this for a flight, you could put a padlock on either side. This has the two style little hinges on here. You have to press down, pull up, and then take this off like so in order to open it. So the handle on here is really nice. Most of all of the cases that Start RC has sent me, I have been a fan of. Now, I have way too many cases now because they just keep coming every single week. They send me more cases for my Neo, my Neo 2, my Avata, my Action 6, my Pocket 3, anything that they think I have that I'll make a video on or a case, they'll just keep sending them. But I love the cases. I just would like to share the wealth with some of the community. We'll talk about that on the other platform, especially some of you guys who are, getting ready to start purchasing some of these items. I may have something really cool for you guys that I'll be able to share with you really, really soon. All right, so that was the last item in the carousel other than these drawstring backpacks. So you guys know I talk about these drawstring backpacks every single stream, primarily because these make great, really, really great trick-or-treat bags. They make great Christmas stocking alternate options. You can put some little cotton around here with a glue gun and make your own little small Santa bags. You could use these as reusable shopping bags, storage bags. You could use them as day trip bags. All of that kind of coolness you can use these for. But now, of course, those who follow me know what we use these backpacks for, so that we can share the love with the community. So we source a lot of items right here on Amazon, including the backpacks. We purchase toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear, socks, female products. Underwear and socks are in big demand. Those water sanitation tablets, reusable water bottles, those small little thermal blankets, any of those type of items that you can find that you can buy in sets of 5 or 10 or 20 or whatever it is, buy them in bulk, separate them among the backpacks, and then you're able to, have these with you when you're driving down the road and you meet, see someone at a gas station, see someone at a convenience store or at a light asking for help. You can just hand them one of these backpacks with a bunch of love. And that's just reassuring to people that there are good people, good humans still left here on this rock, hurling through space, wanting to do good in their communities, wanting to share that love with people that can definitely benefit from it. If that is you, get yourself some of these backpacks, get your church involved, Get your schools involved, your HOA involved, get your family involved. Make it a fun time, guys. Do it once a month. Get everybody to come over, do a cookout in the backyard or whatever it is, or a movie night. Everybody brings some items, and then you guys can sit and, divide these items, put them in the backpacks. When everybody leaves, they're going to leave with a few of these backpacks with them, so that when they encounter people throughout the week, they can share that love, share that love, share that love. So be a good human. Y'all know what I'm saying. Be a good human, my babies. Be a good human. All right, let's go back over here to my man, Louis. Let's see what's going on over here. Louis is doing some kind of sidestepping. Hey, Louis, can you give us 5 cool things that a person can do to help the homeless in our communities?
Absolutely. Spreading kindness is one of humanity's finest traits. Here are 5 cool and impactful ways to help. 1. Create care kits, assemble backpacks with essentials like hygiene products, snacks, water bottles, and thermal blankets. 2. Volunteer at shelters, dedicate time to help with meal prep, organizing donations, or simply offering a listening ear. 3. Buy or donate transit passes, access to transportation can open up opportunities for jobs, healthcare, and stability. 4. Support local organizations, contribute funds, goods, or time to non-profits actively working to combat homelessness. 5. Advocate for change, attend community meetings to push for policies or programs that address housing insecurity. Every small action creates ripples of change.
Thank you, buddy. That was outstanding. I don't know why you keep saying asterisk, but I'm sure they'll work that out sometime in the future in your firmware. All right, Louis, so we're about to end the stream. I'd like you to thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight on Amazon and YouTube, and let them know we'll be right back here in 48 hours to make sure they ring that notification bell and follow so that they will be notified when we go live next. I said it all, but I want to hear you say it, Louis.
You got it. Rome. Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for chilling with us tonight on Amazon and YouTube. You all make these streams a blast. Don't forget, we'll be back in 48 hours. Hit that notification bell and follow to stay in the loop. Can't wait to see you then. Stay awesome.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so I told a joke earlier, and I don't think anybody caught the joke. So I'm gonna try this joke one more time. Louis was making fun of me about the joke. So let's see if anybody else catches my joke. A blind man walks into a bar, and then a table, and then a chair. That's my joke. Let's go. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask when appropriate, take care of your loved ones. Get out there and create something amazing each and every single day. Be a good human. Be a good human, guys. Be that pebble in the pond. Do good in the world and encourage others to do the same. Let your light shine on the community, guys. I see it in your aura. I know you see it when you look in the mirror. Don't be shy, guys. Get out there and do good in the world. Sometimes people are just waiting for a little inspiration, and that inspiration could be you. So get out there and make it happen.
Pondering what I'm pondering.
Yes, I'm pondering that we need to get out there in the streets and do good in the world every single day, because unfortunately, a lot of people do need help. And those of us that are in a position that we can help should do it on a regular basis. All right, my babies, I'll see you back here in 48 hours. Time for me to say the magic words, Peace, peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. out. Boom, 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 my babies. Mwah! Love y'all. But I got to go because Smokey's already over here whining. He's ready to eat. I got to go cook. I got to work on that recipe that I was talking about earlier. Yes, I got a lot of stuff to do. So I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go do it right now. I'm finna go do it. And for all the new people that don't know the numbers that we're posting in the comments, when you see me posting things like 777 or somebody else posting something like that, those are angel numbers. Just go ahead and Google it. You'll probably be seeing them throughout your day. That's the universe talking to you. So make sure you take note of those. And yeah, check it out. Check it out. All right, my babies, I am out, out, out. I'm out.